So feedback has always been a big part of my athletic career, having coaches.
Yeah.
You know, and I was not, some players push off against coaches and think they know it all. I knew that I needed help, and I was eager for it. And I was in a transition moment in my career, and it was the first year that I had built this new team, and I had made real progress. My ranking had shot up into the top 10. It was actually this week on the circuit. It was in Rome, in Italy during the Italian Open, leading into the French Open. And I'd been over in Europe playing in the German Open and now the Italian Open. And I was seated very highly because I was top 10, and I'd lost early in both tournaments. And I'd gone over there on such a high, I'd played so well leading into those events that I fell into a trap of thinking it was going to be easy, and I was almost entitled in a way to the results. And I lost early, and I remember having a bit of a tantrum afterwards, talking to my coach about it on the road. And we went for a little cool down jog, and he got right in my face and challenged me, and said, you're destroying yourself here because you're not entitled to these results. The reason that you're seated here is because you've worked hard and smart to earn those results, but that doesn't mean you get them tomorrow. You got to go out there and do it every single day, and if you don't, these guys are good and they're going to take you down. You can't let your guard down. And that was, everyone at that point, I was becoming known in the tennis world, and so doors are opening, people are treating you with more kindness. It's an easy trap to fall into, and I fell right through the doors, and he rattled my cage hard. Yeah. And that set me on a better path, and I would turn that around very quickly and go on and have a very good tournament a couple weeks later at the French Open.
I'm obsessed about feedback, and it's been like, I've been a feedback animal from day one, from the day we started the company till today. It hasn't changed. It's off the charts. And for me, you often hear me say to staff, to my direct reports, feedback is a gift. And when I look back into Spin Master, into moments of inflection and key decision-making moments, feedback has played an instrumental part. Yeah. As an entrepreneur, one of the most important things is to stay on the front line and to be really getting information from whether it's employees, whether it's retailers, consumers, and getting that feedback, is so critical. One thing very few people at Spin Master know, but when I was 26 years old, I decided to initiate getting an advisory board. We didn't have I just decided, I said I wanted to have a board, and they had no fiduciary responsibilities. So I called up John Clinton, who was he was the CEO of the second largest ad agency in Canada. We put together a phenomenal board. And we didn't even pay them much money because we didn't have much money. The company was doing less than 100 million in sales. And to me, feedback was so important that I wanted to initiate having an advisory board. And after a year of having the board, I used to go to the board members and say, how do you enjoy it? And they're like, well, you guys listen so much. We love coming to meetings. And that's just one of many examples, okay, how I've inserted feedback. And for me, every day, wherever I'm traveling the world, we have 28 offices, and wherever I am, I always take people out, and I'm like, what's keeping you up at night? What are you sensing? What do you know? What's frustrating you in the company? And just getting that feedback. I couldn't do my job without the feedback. And I think when you think of feedback, I think the most important thing about feedback is to turn it into a loop, into a system. Because this whole concept about, okay, get some feedback, that's a one-time event. To me, feedback needs to be put in a system where it's a loop and it's constantly coming back to you, and it's a non-stop loop of feedback. From a man who's obsessed with feedback, I think it's just critical to the success of Spin Master.
Yeah. It has to be.
Yeah.